Hey guys, welcome to Christmas in July part 3. So I hope you've been enjoying the menu so far. Today we are doing a whole steamed chicken. This is such a must try in your Thermomix. If you have never done a steamed chook, now is the time to do it. It is full off the bone. It is so incredibly succulent and amazing. Give it a go. Honestly, if you've not tried it, you're missing out. So let's get started. I've got some tips and tricks to make this a little bit quicker for you. So bear with me and just listen in and you'll see the tips and tricks along the way. The first of which is we're actually going to start with the spice mix. The beautiful, I think it's Cajan Spice, rub. We're going to do that first. And my other tip is I'm not going to make the full batch. It makes a massive jar worth. If you want to give it away to friends and families, neighbors, and it's Christmas time, yes, make a big batch. I'm going to make a smaller batch today. I'm going to make a half batch. So here we go with these beautiful ingredients. It's a few ingredients here to go into the Thermomix. So the first thing first is we need salt. And I'm doing half, right? So 80 grams of salt. How good are the scales that you can just weigh it in as we go? And I would love for you to share the pictures. If you make this along at home afterwards, I'd love to see your pictures of this recipe. I'm going to skip the chili powder. Family's not a fan, okay? All right, so half a tablespoon of ground paprika. I'm just guesstimating with my teaspoon. Really close enough is good enough. 1 tablespoon, which I'm going to do half of onion flakes. I've got onion powder. Again, just chuck it in. 1 tablespoon of granulated garlic. So I'm using half a tablespoon. You know what? You actually, if you're making it to use straight away, you could use the fresh real deal stuff. But because we're making a powder to store away, you do need to use the dry form. Cumin, half a teaspoon. So I'm using 1/4. Love cumin. It's one of my favorites. Cayenne pepper. Again, skipping it. I want the family to eat it. Okay. Thyme, half a tablespoon of thyme, or 1 tablespoon, I'm using half. Okay, next up some basil, 1 tablespoon, half will go in. How simple and quick does the Thermomix make this? So simple. 1 tablespoon of oregano, in goes the half, and 1 tablespoon of coriander seeds. Now, if you are a coriander disliker, I am. Okay, hands up. I do not like this stuff at all. Can't stand coriander leaves. They taste like squishy ants. I don't know how I know what squishy ants might taste like, but it does. So who's a coriander lover, hater? Put it in the comments. But coriander seeds are different. If you've never tried them for the fear of disliking the greens, you will find it so much more flavoursome if you use those seeds. It's not like the leaves, I promise you. Okay, white pepper. I don't have white pepper, and it asks for 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper and then 2 teaspoons of ground black. I'm just going to use all black, and since I'm not putting any spices in, I'm going to put probably about, I'm putting a decent amount in. I don't know how much that was. Just kind of guess. Okay, on with our lid, and then we're just going to mill these down. So it's so incredibly simple. It's going to take 5 seconds on speed 7. Let's let it go. I'm just taking the chance to put my spices back in my Moban spice rack up there. Transfer into a store jar until ready to use. Oh my goodness, it smells amazing. Now, I can still see some coriander pods in there, a little bit there. So I'm going to hit the back arrow. I'm going to repeat the step. So up for 5 more seconds, speed 7. It also gives me the chance to clear my bench. I'm going to sneeze though, the pepper's going all over the place in here. Okay, now the reason I wanted to make this first today is because I wanted to then put it aside but continue on making the beautiful insides for my chicken next. So tip when you're putting things in a jar, grab your jar, your Thermomix lid is your funnel. Okay, if the lid is not dirty, you use it the other way up, but my lid's dirty, so it goes this way up. It means as I shake it in, as long as I can put it on the bench straight, it doesn't go everywhere. Look at that beautiful mix in there. So I'm just going to put that straight into there. And then we're going on with the recipe, which is the beauty of doing the spice mix first. because I read ahead in the recipe and it said make the stuffing first and then clean and dry the mixing bowl, because you need a dry bowl, right? To meal spices, it has to be dry, or it's just not going to work. So there's my tip of the day. With this recipe, start with the, I'm going to cough because of the pepper. Start with the spice mix. Now I've got a little bit left on my lid. I've got my chicken down here in front. I'll show you soon, but I'm just actually going to pour that straight away on top of the chook for later, just because that's easier and quick. So transfer aside. There is my jar of stuff for later. So you can imagine if I did a full mix there, you're going to be having a fair portion, yeah? Okay, so now we'll go back, use the recipe details. Oh, that pepper is in my room. I can taste it. Okay, and now we're going to start at the beginning where it would normally make. All right, guys, you'll notice there was just a cut in my video. That is where the sound decided to leave me. So that was take one. This is take two. So thankfully, though, you guys are seeing the spice mix, because I don't need another batch of spice mix showing you how to make that beautiful Cajun spice mix. So what we're going on to now is we're making the stuffing. Now, you guys, as I've suggested, make the spice mix first because your bowl is clean and dry. Leave the coating in there. We'll take it all out, but leave the leftover residue in there, and then make your beautiful stuffing, which is what I'm going to show you how to make now for your beautiful, amazing steamed whole chook. So let's get started on that. So straight away, I'm just going to scroll down into my recipe details, and I'm going to start here with the garlic. So I've already got garlic diced down. What's this called? There's a name for it. Minced garlic. So I've shown you guys this video before, so I'm just going to put in 1 teaspoon, which is approximately a clove of it, maybe a little bit more. Then we're adding in half a brown onion. Now we're adding in 20 grams of butter. Oh, 50 today, doesn't matter. Just going to make it amazing. This is actually the first time I've ever made stuffing for a chicken. I have done many chickens over my last 6.5 years. Oh, I love that chop. It doesn't get old. But what I was saying was I've done many chickens over the last 6.5 years in my Thermomix, and I've never stuffed it. This is the first time. I put stuff on the top all the time, and I steam it with like Italian herbs, or the peri peri spice mix is beautiful on top, but I've never made a stuffing. So there's a first for everything. All right, next, scrape down the sides. I'm not going to do that. The onion will get me. Place the simmering basket on top, and we're going to cook for 3 minutes for aroma speed 1. I don't think the simmering basket's necessary. That would be to let the humidity out, but I am cooking in my butler's pantry. I actually don't want those onion fumes to come out of the Thermomix at me, okay? So I'm going to leave it like that. Now, down in here in my Varoma, I've got a whole chook ready to go. It's a 2.1 kilo chook. And I'm going to put my Cajun spice mix on it. So here's my beautiful Cajun spice mix from the other day. Well, in the video, I just made it. But really, I made this on Sunday 2 days ago. And then the sound stopped working, which, you know, lucky my kids like this food. So they got the risotto again for lunch today. That's like the 3rd time in 2 weeks. And chicken again. So lucky they love this food. So I'm just going to sprinkle my spice mix on the top. You will notice some of it will clump together. That's because there's no anti-caking in there. There's no nasties in there. Don't stress about the clumps. Can you guys see those clumps? Just break them up as you go. All right, I've just given that a sprinkle on top. Now, the other thing I'm going to do to this chook is I'm going to put into it my beautiful meter. So you don't have to have a meter to cook your chook. I cooked my chook for the first 6 years without one of these, and I would just cook my chook for 99 minutes. So if you're on a TM31, you'd have to do 60 minutes and then another 30. If you're on a TM5, you can put your 99 on. And Varoma speed 2. That's how I cooked it, with 1.5 litres of water. So the amount of water you put in your bowl is directly related to how long it needs to cook for. So if you're cooking for half an hour, half a litre of water. If you're cooking for an hour, 1 litre of water. And if you're cooking for an hour and a half, like a chook, you want 1.5 litres of water in there. So that's enough. In this recipe, it actually calls for a little bit less, which is a bit surprising, but go a little bit more on the water because you don't want it to evaporate all the way down. So I only got this just before Christmas. We earned it as consultants. It's a handy little meat prong, and it's available if you have a demo this month. So there is still time to have a demo. It actually Bluetooths to your mobile phone and tells you when the meat is exactly the way you want it. So this is the docking station. This extends it. So there's other products called just the meter, but it doesn't have the plus. It doesn't have the range that this does. So all we do is we take it from the charging dock and we put it into our meat. So I'm going to put mine into Just let me lift my little tray up here. I've got my Varoma. Can you see my Varoma lid is my base so that I don't make a mess everywhere? That's what you do. You flip it upside down and you use it as a base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put mine into the breast this way. So it's going to go inside. There's a little indent there at my fingernail on it that has to go inside the meat so that it gets a good cook. So let me just see if I can do this one-handed. Does this look awkward or what? There we go. In it goes. So now I've got that into the meat and it's ready to go. So that'll then tell me when the meat is cooked. And this can go into steak, it can go into fish, it can go into a chunk of roast, all sorts of things. Now, this connects then, as I said, to the actual docking station and then to my phone. Let me just grab the app up on my phone. Got 4 seconds to go back there. Down here, now I've got a second one that's detecting somewhere, but I'm just going to click on this. And you can see as we start, it's got an internal temperature there of 5 degrees. That's my chicken. The ambient temperature in my room is 24, 25 degrees. And I haven't set a target yet. That's what we do down here in a moment. I'm just going to come back here, though, and just get this next step on. Okay, 80 grams of pitted prunes. Now, I don't have pitted prunes, but I do have dates. So dates are going to have to do today. And I think I've only got 60 grams. It was 3 dates. Some parsley. In it goes, leaves only, close enough. All right, sprig of rosemary, in it goes. Some orange zest. So that's where you just get your peeler and you peel, oh, the onion is getting my eyes, the strips of orange. Need to get the lid back on the Thermi in a minute. Then it's asking for some juice, just 2 teaspoons. Oh, the onion. That's what happens when you cook in an enclosed space. Excuse me while I open the door, guys. Now 2 teaspoons. Use this as your juicer. Okay, you just push it in and squeeze it. I need goggles. Never mind glasses, I just need goggles. Then we're going to mix that up. Push the next button. 3 minutes, speed 5. Let's give that a spin. Wait for that onion to get out of the room. Alright. You can hear it all coming together beautifully. Scrape down the sides, insert the measuring cup, and I'm not going to scrape down the sides because I don't want the onion in my eyes anymore. So we're going to leave that. All right, back to here. Let me just show you this. So while that's cooking. So set up my cook. So it's just, we tap on it. And then straight away it asks me what sort of meat I've got. Have I got beef? Have I got pork, poultry, lamb, fish, or other? Other looks like a dinosaur, which I'm a bit worried about what we'd be cooking. So let's go for the poultry. And then, oh, sorry guys, let's find it. There it is. Then you can see there it's got chicken, turkey, duck. So we're just going to go chicken. Then it asks me, is it a whole chicken? Is it the breast? What is it? I'm going to go whole. Then it tells me here the different options. So there's medium well, there's well done and dry. But see that blue next to it, the USDA? That's your US dietary standards. So if you want to be food safe, you pick one of those. Now I don't want dry, not that you can really cook dry in the Thermomix, but I want well done. So now it's set my dial up the top here. So if I click on the other one, you'll see it change. And that's the Fahrenheit that it's going to inside my chook. And now I just come up to the top and I say start my cook. And it's going to give me an estimated cook time shortly. And it's aiming for 77 degrees. So once this goes on top in a moment, it'll start estimating the cook time and we'll know exactly when to remove it. But honestly, don't stop cooking this just because you don't have a meter. You cook anyway with the Thermomix, just overcook it. Because when you're cooking with steam, it just gets more succulent. It actually... My bones on the chicken, when I did it before I had a meter, I just put on for 99 minutes, used to just pull out of the meat. They were that soft and that tender. So just have a go anyway, would be my advice. All right, we're nearly done here with our stuffing, and then it's going to go inside our chook. My favourite part, handling food. Not really, but I'll do it for you guys. We do have sunflower seeds to go in, and we have oats. That's kind of well, actually the oats are replacing bread because I want it to be gluten-free. My oats are gluten-free. We're going to make it with the oats instead. So here we go. I'm going to cut that early, 3 seconds left. Okay, 30 grams of sunflower seeds. If you wanted to or you didn't have sunflower seeds, you could probably omit this or use some nuts if you could have nuts. 32 grams. 100 grams of day-old bread, or in my case, oats. All right, here it goes. It's a fair amount of oats, but it does make the bulk of the stuffing, yeah? A pinch of salt. Probably then ask for some pepper. And I would normally put my veggie stock in, but I didn't bring my veggie stock in today, so it's outside. So for the ease of time, we'll just use this. On with my lid. It's going to mix through, and I'm going to show you how you put this in your chicken. And then I'm going to show you how to put the chicken on, and we'll be done in a moment. How cool is that? So it's then literally a set and forget. Okay, it's all pulled together. Straight down the sides. Wants to do it again. Grab a spatula, one of my favourite flexi spatulas. Before we had the TM6, the TM5 and the TM31 spatulas are not very flexy. So this was my favourite spatula. And it's from the Mix-It shop. I think they're about $11. It just does a really great job of scraping down the sides. Spin it one more time. And now we get to stuff our chook. All right, so transfer and let it cool. I'm not going to let it cool. I'm literally going to put it in my chook now. And I'm not even going to clean and dry my mixing bowl. I'm just going to put my 1 litre of water in there once I get this out. So you can see there is our beautiful stuffing mix. Ready to go. It looks a bit like breakfast, like rolled oats, doesn't it? There we go. So I'm just going to scrape this down, put this straight inside the chicken. And I'll come back in a moment and put it on. But I'm not going to clean my bowl. So I'm going to show you that as well. See you soon. Okay, so now we're going to get on to the actual step where we're going to cook our chicken. So normally it says clean and dry the mixing bowl because you're going to make your spice mix. And you do need a dry bowl for it. But remember, we switch them around. Such a time saver to do that. So I'm just going to click through next. All right, here we go. So now we want 1 litre of water in the Thermomix. I'm going to cook this beautiful chicken. Whoop, a little bit more, that's okay. Now we're going to put our varoma in position. So that involves taking out our measuring cup, our MC, and we're just going to sit our chook on the top. Now if you want to do veggies or something, 20 minutes from the end, you want to actually add them to your dish. So sorry about that, guys, tapping the camera. So about 20 minutes from the end, add your potato, your sweet potato, your pumpkin, that sort of stuff, and steam. And you can actually, you know how you saw the risotto yesterday? You could be putting a pumpkin around your chicken and making it a complete meal by doing it all in one go in here. So that's definitely an option as well. There's your whole chook. It says 1.2 to 1.6. I've got 2.1. So 2.1 will fit. If you've got a TM31, just be careful of your sizing. Your varoma is a little bit shorter. You may not fit a massive chook in your varoma, but a TM5 and a TM6 does. Okay, it's telling me to put the spices in and on, put the lid on, and now it's going to cook for 60 minutes at varoma speed 1. Now, a tip here, I always varoma on speed 2. It pushes the steam up faster and it means less cook time overall. Now, I'm going to just keep cooking this until my meter tells me otherwise because it is a very big chook. I suspect it's going to take closer to 80 minutes to cook, just from my experience and cooking big chooks regularly. But I used to cook them for 99 and it was perfect. I mean, it was overcooked, but it falls off the bone. It doesn't dry out. If you've got a smaller chook, you know, again, you can still cook it for 99 and it will be amazing. So don't let that stop you from doing the beautiful chook in your Thermomix. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe and like so that you can get the daily updates. Thank you for your patience while I sort out the technical issues. I'm still not completely sure why the sound didn't continue working. It just seemed to fizzle and go. So, but I will make sure that going forward it is all sorted. So I look forward to putting together this library of recipes to inspire you to get more out of your Thermomix. That's what I'm super passionate about. I hope you're enjoying the Christmas in July series and learning more tips for your Thermomix. Whether you're a TM31, TM5 or TM6 owner, I do hope that you will give these recipes a go and just keep getting more and more out of your Thermomix investment and taking it to the next level each time. So I will see you tomorrow for our beautiful spiced brioche, which is an absolute crowd pleaser every time. It looks phenomenal, tastes amazing, and I've got some tips for that as well. So that you can do. I want you to do it at home. I want to see your pictures. So that's what it's all about. So please do share. And as you make it and as you watch it, please do comment and let me know what you're finding useful and what other videos you might like as well. Anyway, guys, have a great one and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.